All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? EDA is closed. Now I'll open up the workshop.
Okay. Basically, the workshop is just to update you guys on the projects that are going on right now. The water tower, we kinda had that discussion in the last one. We did the pay request. They're basically buying steel and storing it at this time. And then in the spring, so the site currently right now is what it's gonna be like all winter. The pad's down, everything's ready to go for spring. So once spring comes, steel will come in and they'll start constructing that. The government center footings for the fire hall portion were poured. Just wanna put a kind of an end to the rumors. During excavation of the site, there were items discovered. One was a tank and another one was an old building fragments. Soil samples were taken and everything came back negative for contamination. The dirt that was on the site was not good base dirt. If you build a house, you know you need good base dirt. So there were many loads that were removed. When they dug down, if you saw, there was only like that much gravel underneath that bituminous pavement. So all that stuff had to come in for a good base for the foundation of the fire department. So I just wanted to let the community know that there was no contamination found. Braun Intertech did the soil samples. We were completely fine. Clean site. So wastewater plant improvements. The chemical building is up, but the painting of the chemical building will not be done until spring just due to the coldness now. So the painting will be done on a warranty item. The project is supposed to be completed at the end of February. Campground expansion, water lines have been installed and inspected. Staff is wrapping up for the season. Staff will be discussing a timeline in the next few weeks. We're trying to get some more items done before the snow comes. Park shelters, I did meet with Wold Architects the other day and they will be putting together some cost estimates in regards to the park shelter for our FEMA funds that that I projected, or I prolonged another year for that project. Flood study, the survey crew, it was scheduled for November 18th, so the survey crew should be out there taking all the data points right now. And basically that's all I had on the agenda, was just to give you an update. Does anybody else have any questions about any projects around town? Or I know somebody asked me about the pool parking lot and what was going on down there. Obviously that was Union Pacific.
You really had somebody ask you that?
I did, I was wondering what the hell was going on down there.
But
I
it
just wanna
says
make sure we
Union
can pay for
Pacific
that.
on all the
I
trailers
don't know, I
down there.
got it, I just wanted to know,
UP's
somebody
paying for this,
actually
right?
asked that.
What?
UP's paying for this, right?
No, they come and they just have sites.
They just showed up?
But I made them go up to the pool parking. They wanted to go to the baseball parking lot and I didn't know how long they were gonna be there. And with Razzle Dazzle coming up, I said, you need to go to the pool parking lot. So, and obviously I'm glad that I did that because some of the.
So we made no money on UP just hanging out here for,
Couldn't even get them to properly close the boat
Yeah,
cross and
what-
stuff.
We can discuss some other issues that we had. So, but.
Have you, on the wastewater facility, have you talked to John as far as bulk ferric deliveries without bituminous drive up?
And that's the other thing, the bituminous pavement was supposed to be poured, but due to the fact that the plant's closed down, the bituminous pavement is also on a warranty issue. I apologize, that was the other one, there was two of them, the paint on the outside of the building and the bituminous pavement. So I told them I had to put the class 5 down so there was no lip, so they can get in and out of there.
Just so
So-
that in the spring it's not a,
It should be all class 5, well, if whatever's left of the class 5 is to repack it and then do the bituminous pavement on the top of it.
yeah, he'll have to watch that if he's gonna have semi-ferric delivered and
Yeah,
augered in or whatever.
so.
And the blower and all the computers talk to each other now? Kind of.
Kind of.
So there's some gremlins and those are warranty items too?
Mm-hmm. But
Are they still blessing our soul with their presence then and working on it?
Yes, but again, the project is done on February 28th, so there's a lot to still be done inside with
Right.
the electrical and the controls and stuff.
Right, and we're still running the old, one old blower system and one new blower system then, or are they both on?
No, we're still down one,
We're still down one.
yep, but that was scheduled, in the next week or so. I do have the schedule up in my office if anybody wants to see it, so.
Well, I just don't wanna be without a reliable blower because bugs in the winter are real tough to transport.
And then the finalized projected date of the water tower is probably August or what?
Yeah, it's
With
late
painting?
summer, with painting and everything.
Okay.
Any other questions about any other projects around town or concerns?
And, the water project up on the north, east end, the county road, we're just going
The
to
county
class
road.
5?
Class 5,
Gravel patch.
because we love to make it settle until we put bituminous pavement on there next year.
Gravel
Yes.
patch for the winter.
Cause all the concrete, the curb and everything got replaced. And the
Yep.
dirt work
Yep.
to, and were we responsible for the dirt work for the lawn and stuff next to where the curb stops went, or was that the,
Which one?
well, there's 4 holes that were not the big deal, that, he does his own.
Okay, all right,
The
that's what
little
I'm just
ones.
clarifying is, and I will go drive up and take a look at it.
Because, you know, they're as smooth as they're gonna get with the weather conditions right
Mhm.
now. But they're definitely not gonna get seeded this year.
No. We're out of season, or out of the seeding season right now.
And that was part of our responsibility,
Yes.
correct?
And that's the boulevard, so we'll take care of that.
Right.
Do we think we can just get, on the list right away for those 4 patches, but then also for the removal of this bituminous patch and concrete work in the spring, or what? Or are they gonna do numerous patches on Main Street next spring?
On the list for, okay, for the water one I sent to Teal, which other ones are you talking about?
This bituminous patch
This
right here
bituminous
that's gonna
patch
end
will
up being
be
concrete?
cement. Yep,
Right,
yep.
and then you said that there was a number of other curb repairs or curb and crack repair
Yes, on Main
pieces
Street.
on Main Street?
Yep,
So are we thinking that's gonna be hopefully early, or that has to go out for bid? And
well, I would have to talk to Teal in regards to what her schedule is for that patch up there, so we can coordinate everything all together.
Okay.
'Cause obviously that's how we did the curb and gutter down at that location, is the people were pouring cement at the building and then they just went over, so we saved over $600 by them just having some leftover cement and went down and did our curb and gutter on Drew. So,
That's all they got done.
yeah, they got done fast.
They got done
So-
fast.
Now, since we're talking about teal and county work, is Joy 2024?
Four.
So is there gonna be a reassessment for that, or is it
Yeah.
gonna go with the existing assessments and stuff?
No, we'll have to do a benefit analysis on there again, because obviously the engineer's estimate, I know there's some changes that Teal and I will probably do, and now we did that water looping already, and there's just some different things that Teal and I will have to do to the project in general to save some costs, so a new benefit analysis will have to be done.
Okay.
Cause that'll have to represent everybody that's on that project.
And that'll happen in 2023 with those public hearings and stuff again, or what?
I would imagine, and then we'll have to, I don't know where the trail system sits, do you know, Jim? Okay. So, let me talk to Teal and I'll get you all more information about the Joy Avenue project.
And I had somebody ask me about that bridge. Was there grant money or something for that bridge to?
That I do not know, that's,
The old one? I feel like there was
some kind
Yeah,
of
somebody was
funding to
asking me,
redo
I was
it.
like, I have no idea.
I thought the historical society got in the middle of that.
Something with raising it up and redoing it, wasn't there?
I thought they were gonna make it for bike traffic or something. I don't know.
And wasn't that one of the biggest pushes for the trail?
I thought so, but I guess I haven't heard anything there, so. I don't
Well-
know who I'd ask on that to find.
Just speaking of trail or sidewalk or whatever, I did meet with, I just drew a blank, a superintendent at the school, Shelley. I met with Shelley and Jen Slater and, discussed the safe routes to school. And it's going to take us a whole year. We wanted to get in on the grant, thing, but, it's gonna take us a whole year to evaluate and get all of the data compiled for us to submit for a grant next year. So we'll be working on that. And just to give you kind of an idea about the safe routes to school, it is a big thing because the school literally budgets for students that live 2 blocks away because there isn't the proper sidewalks for the child to ride a bike or walk to school. So they have to budget for those students to have busing to get to school. So we want to evaluate this project. We also know that there's some issues that we have in all of the school locations in regards to people coming in and out of there. So we will be evaluating that too.
So what does the sidewalk have to be compliant, EDA compliant, or what?
Must be.
Good luck.
I believe the New Ulm schools went through all of that.
Yeah, they're still doing it. They have to put up crossing or those crossing, sound arms or whatever. Yeah, that's part of that.
Okay.
That and ADA compliant ramps that don't drain.
Mhm.
Is that part of the problem? Ramps and things?
I don't know, we haven't started.
I would,
We
I
haven't-
would assume so.
Because when you talk about 2 blocks, I mean, seriously? 2 blocks from the school.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for years though, because it's another one of those mandates that you can't, if you can't provide safe routes. So they bus kids 2 blocks to school, and I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, but the only way to change that is to lobby against the state people, and
I mean, that is truly fiscally unsound.
I
To bus kids too, I mean, seriously?
they
We're
stop
wasting
every
a ton of
morning.
money on that.
They
I
stop
agree.
every morning at my house and pick kids up, and there's 3 of them that ride the bus,
Yeah,
and
but so I get where you live, but,
that's 2 blocks from the grade school.
okay.
It's 2 blocks, and the kids that are getting on go to the grade school. And those kids really need the exercise. I mean, the fresh air would do them good.
But there is not a sidewalk down.
There's not a
Street.
sidewalk on either side of the street. You know, so, and then if they cross down, they end up in the alley by Dave's house.
That didn't get circled this year.
So,
Don't pay for it next year. It's already cracking up.
So that's just to let you guys know
Garbage
what
trucks
I'm
down there.
working on right now.
So when we talk about the roads and curbs and gutters, what are we doing with Haynes? Haynes Avenue?
Right now, we're addressing it in, we don't have an answer at this time right now.
Okay. Because it's not going anywhere, so are we gonna end it now, or?
What are we talking about now? Are we talking about the fire hydrant?
We're talking
No.
about,
No. No.
no, we're not talking about anything right now. Right now, which means are you talking about? The one
Haynes North where it goes on to Weecox.
Just past Dustin's place.
right past Dustin's place?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the beach, right?
Haynes.
I don't think there's a plan for that.
We don't have a
We're moving a
plan.
fire hydrant,
Yes.
so are we gonna end the street too?
Well, the street is ended.
We don't have a choice about that, but
Yeah. That'll stay with that.
it's not up to us. To extend that street, it's not up to us.
No, I got that, but are we gonna end the street?
It is.
Okay. I'm just asking.
Part of that conversation would potentially require a closed meeting at this point.
Okay.
All right, anything else that anybody wants to discuss tonight?
Did you ever talk to the DNR or anybody about deliverables on the flood study? What we're actually gonna get from,
That's what I was just telling you, that the survey crew is out there right now.
I know,
I
but
think
did
we
we,
gotta wait till.
did we ask what we're actually getting, a workable model or a
They're-
plan or?
They're getting the data points and then that should allow us to try to do a model that we don't have the data points to do.
Great.
So.
Are they
in
doing
in the study, the money that we got for the study, is that just paying for the data points?
Yes, the money is just paying for a survey crew to get out there and get all the information that is required to do a model, because that was the whole problem that we had at the beginning. So if anybody attended the meeting that was at the golf course that night, knows that the DNR did not have enough data to provide us an accurate model to show us what the
So my
outcome is.
question is, are we going to have to come up with funding to have somebody produce the model?
Or is the DNR gonna
Well,
use
the
this?
DNR was gonna do it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they didn't have enough info.
Okay.
Well, who is gonna pay for the survey? I don't believe that it should be the city's responsibility to pay for a survey that's gonna affect, how many miles upstream and how many miles downstream.
One now.
That was the whole purpose of me going to the Capitol and asking for that money, because I don't feel that it wasn't for us to spend that money.
Right.
But it is for us to have that information. And so I just was the person that took charge and went up and asked for it.
So the grant from or the funding from the bonding bill, or wherever the funding came from, the purchasing the data points now, or purchasing the work to get the data points was step one, but the DNR said that they're gonna give us a model once that data was provided?
Yes, that was the whole problem, that they couldn't provide us the model prior, is they didn't have enough data points. And
So-
so when I went up there, that's why the DNR is involved. That's why it's a pass-through through the
Right.
DNR, because it's technically,
Because the DNR can't ask for the,
So I get that, now we're gonna have the data points, the DNR is gonna provide us a model. Are we gonna have to take that model and find funding to create a plan?
that's our next step.
So are we asking somebody for that funding, or are we coming up with the funding ourselves?
No, first off, I just want the thing done so I can see what they're actually allowing us to do and what we can't do.
But we don't know that without the actual plan either, right? They're not gonna provide us the plan,
Well.
they're just providing us a model.
They're providing us a model plan
Oh.
to let us know what we can and can't do.
Are they though?
That's the whole
That's what I
point
was
of this.
asking, no,
Yeah.
that's what I was asking, so.
Right, Cody, you were at all
Yes.
those meetings with Cecile and
So I
the-
guess,
They will-
is there a
at the end
suggestion
of
of
all
what we
of
should do to
this-
fix this?
At the end
That's
of
what
all
we're
of this,
looking
we will
for.
have an idea of what we can do
I can't.
To fix
and
this.
cannot do.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Alleviate the
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
So at
asking.
the end of the
So-
day, what you're asking for is, will they provide us with something?
Yes.
This is what you can do to fix the problem.
Or there is nothing
To have.
effective, there is no fix.
well, they may come back and say the berm that you guys wanna build at, say, 6 feet tall, is gonna have the impact upstream of flooding out X mile, X
Got
miles.
dial all that back. The bottom line, at the end of the day, is they're gonna provide us with a suggestion of what we can do to fix this.
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay, that's what I was asking.
thank you. I'm with you.
Okay,
Great.
let's,
I would
Dude,
entertain a
maximize the
motion to
time right
close the
there.
workshop.
I so moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Alright.
Aye.
Opposed?